35 years he has kept us entertained as just the amazing protocol droid we know as C-3PO, but let's take a look at the screen at some of that work.
I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations. My facilities are at you. Well, really. They will never get me to one of those incredible starships. No, please don't get up. No! I'm not. That's such a good idea. No! Not my eye! Oh, that hurt! Don't switch off.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Anthony Daniels!
I'm sorry, is this some crude joke? I mean, what are we trying to prove here? I'm falling apart, I'm in pieces, what?
We just, it was, I thought you were already on the Mentel. It was a Mentel, you know.
We didn't agree on
Trying to start my reply. Well,
I sense the hand of Mark Renfrew that
he's lurking about.
Oh, yeah, he's running away right now. Oh, I guess I'll sit here then.
Well, pleasure, sir. Please. How are you?
Me?
How are you doing? Yes.
I'm doing fine.
You have more costume changes than, you know, Cher.
Well, you showed me up yesterday with these little jackets.
It's fantastic.
Yes, sadly, you'll never show me up. Look at that. Anyway. I like the fact that the older people here bring a sense of taste and dignity.
we try. Although I'm not as pressed and prim. I'll try better next time.
Okay.
How are you, sir? And how has Star Wars Weekends treated you?
Well, I had probably the busiest weekend of my life so far. Has anybody here ridden Star Tours? Okay, what's the top number? I've done it 3 times. 4? 9. 13. Okay, in advance on 13. Give me 52. And what is the out of 10? 0 being nothing, 10 being most superb. What's the number? I'm hearing 10. Good. 11. Your math is rubbish. Right.
Was that a great experience being so involved in it, and now 3PO is at the helm?
Hugely impressive to be involved. About 2 years ago, I started working on it.
Really?
Tom Fitzgerald started working on it 15 years ago. Tom Fitzgerald, the designer, producer, brains behind the whole thing, is currently in Paris. I rushed here from the press yesterday. He's in Paris. Can we yell very loudly so he can hear us in Paris? Tom Fitzgerald! Yes! Yes, he has. Now, he is the producer who got me involved 25 years ago, and there it is in County. Gorgeous.
Fantastic. Well, you know, I have many questions for you, but we also have some fans that had some questions for you. We went out on the street a few days ago and got some, so we have a question for you. If you take a look at the monitor and you folks take a look at those, let's see what happens.
Yo, Mr. Daniels, what's happening there? Look at my ride. Look at my ride. I'm about to take off and do some Star Wars. Look, I got a question for you, man. I want to know, what is your favorite scene in Star Wars? I know what mine is, but I want to know what yours is. You got to tell me right now, all right?
What is my favorite scene in Star Wars? Well, there's quite a number, but the first one comes to mind. Very early in filming, and it wasn't in the script. In the script it said R2-D2 replies to R3PO's questions, they talk to each other, he responds, he does this or that. On the first day's filming, R2, what is it? Where are you getting? And there was nothing, there was total silence. Well, what makes you think there are settlements over there? Again in total silence. Well, and I stopped, and because it's like there's enough to fight with without going through the whole scene in my head. And I said to George, who's over there with the camera,
George, it was kind of difficult doing the scene on my own. Could you, you know, when I finish my line, kind of go, could you make a sound? Like a beep or something? Oh, sure. Oh. So there I am. We start the scene again. a minute, where are you going? Oh, deep. So from then on, I just left it. I just left voices for 3PO. You know, George is not an actor, okay? He's a brilliant mind at acting, isn't he? And so basically, I did improv with this thing. And Ben Burt was won an Oscar for all the sounds for R2 and the lightsabers and everything. So well deserved. And he totally believed he's real. But then, moving on, three movies. Now, we're on the road to Jabba. We'd flown out there to a little valley of fire, I think. We'd shot one scene that you have not seen so far. 3PO outside a cave, standing guard in a sort of way. And it was shot from inside, looking out. And do you know what was happening inside? Luke Skywalker was knitting a new lightsaber. But there wasn't time for it, so then it turned out that R2-D2 had always had one concealed in here, which he shot out on the barge and saved the planet. Do you remember that?
Absolutely.
But then we moved on from the cave scene, and we were staying in the Fire Creek Motel. Now, I don't know if they can sue me for saying this, but it's truly one of the worst sleeping places in the world. It is a dump.
You are right.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure it's better now. This was some years ago. I'm sure it's absolutely delightful. In fact, I got a year-round reservation there. I got it covered any time I want to revisit. It was truly awful. So on the second day, we were now, there's a crew of about 6 or 7 of us there, just very tiny. But we'd flown in on a little private jet. And actually, on the jet, it was kind of interesting. I've only, first time I think I've ever been on a private jet. You know how special that makes you feel. And you get a little lunchbox like that, and inside, you know, with a sandwich, whatever. And I had a chocolate cake. And then I realized George had a sandwich and a cake, but it was a pink cake. George likes chocolate. It was a decision I had to make for my career. I changed cakes. Was that a good move?
Well,
They put me in the pre-course. Hey,
well, you know, my story is not shut up.
You know, you give somebody a microphone.
No, should I try?
You give somebody a microphone and you say, you are the leader. What are you? What is your job here?
I'm sorry, mine?
This weekend.
They tell me it's a host.
Host.
Although I beg to differ today.
Yeah, okay. You tell him he's the host and he doesn't shut up. Have you noticed? It's like when I do interviews and the questions are longer than my answers and you think, who's going to be in the show? Anyway, there we are, where we are. And we're now on the road to Jabba. And they have the camera in a big glass box because they're painting out half the scene because it's all a matte painting. And I am walking along, all these years later after that incident of silence, and I'm walking along, doing my lines, going, you know, I'm worried. Lando Calrissian never returned from this awful place. I turn around and I swear, George is going along going, So that is my favorite scene. I'm sorry it took so long to get there.
Perfect.
Daniel, I promise sleep.
All right, very good. Yeah.
Can you teach me? Okay,
Yes,
ready?
All right, try it like this in Jedi mind.
Yeah, anyway, get things right.
Sleep.
Sleep.
It's a little more, yes, sleep.
Wait. Very good. Sleep. That's good.
So, you know, I know that you are so graceful in that costume, and yet I think that sometimes there were some mishaps that may have happened, yes?
I dread to think what is coming up now.
I mean, after the whole crack about the host and stuff, I figure payback, because I do have the headset.
Yeah, we've had to humiliate the host, now let's get the guests.
No, never, indeed. But, no, there are some fun things that happen, and you are such a good sport about all of that. And we do have a little video that we could take a look at, and let's see that.
There was a tragic scene the other day. Tragic. There is Obi-Wan Kenobi. 3PO is quietly trotting off in the distance. Now, as they're close up and they're talking very seriously, and suddenly, I had fallen over the end of the little step in Padme sitting in there. It was now doing the most amazing press up on the window not to dive over the entire edge. As 3PO's golden butt.
Now remember, oh yeah, go on, everybody laugh. Come on. Laugh it Because, you see, I can't see. I mean, I totally, like, unless I walk around like that, it's a totally different performance, I think. If I'm walking like that, I cannot actually see anything in my way. I cannot see anything on the side. That was why several Ewoks died during the movie. I told them to do what we rehearsed, but but we always had spares coming in, you know, we could brush up the mess. But in that scene, there was Padme and young Obi-Wan, and they were talking, and I did fall, and I was hanging like this, golden butt in the air. And afterwards, Ewan McGregor came over to me, really, are you okay, Anthony? Because, you know, and he was so concerned, and I think that's really nice. A fellow actor cares. And then the next day, I was in the dubbing theatre putting some temporary tracks on something, and they had that footage. And as you saw, they're talking very seriously together, these actors who cared. They're talking very seriously, and they hear this crash, and they look at each other for a moment, and then they kind of go... They didn't care at all.
But if I may, were you all right, Anthony?
It wasn't so much me they were worried about. It was the suit.
Well, gentlemen, we have a little support. You know, there's a wonderful show inside the Actors Studio, but it is Star Wars weekends, and we thought we would take you inside the Akbar Studio. So, if I may, it's a trap. No. Someone had to say it. So I will ask you 5 questions each, and I'd like you to answer them as quickly as you could. And also remember, we are at Disney.
So there are words I can't use.
Right.
Which Star Wars character do you think smells the best?
I think it's a tom-tom. You should smell the others.
Daniel?
I think Chewbacca, because it would take a lot of shampoo and conditioner to wash that body.
Very good, very good. Who would smell the worst?
Well, it depends on what time of the year.
You woke up.
Personally, I think visiting the planet Endor during the mating season is a little strange, so be careful. November, December, generally, avoid the planet.
If you owned a real lightsaber, what color would it be?
And what's the choice?
No choice.
There's no choice. I don't have a choice. That's a stupid question. It's like you can have any car if it's black. You know what I mean? There's no point in offering me a choice and then saying there is no choice.
Well, with you, there is no choice except gold.
Oh, he's right. I love this man.
I tried. And Daniel, what color would your lightsaber be?
I have to say that,
Go on.
question? No, the black lightsaber.
My hand isn't working enough. Have you noticed?
It's a little more like this. Just there you go. If there was one accessory yet to be discovered on R2-D2, what would it be? Remember, we're at Disney.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. Can you speak a little more clearly? Can you enunciate? Use your voice. Use your lips, your tongue, your teeth.
I'm told I could learn this as a voice actor. If there was one accessory yet to be discovered on R2-D2, what would it be?
What would it be?
A lightsaber.
We've done that.
Oh.
You know, he was the sort of kid who cribbed everybody else at school. He was always like, oh, lightsaber. I don't know. We do know that he has a bottle opener and a corkscrew that he uses regularly. Isn't that right? Yes. Very useful on those grounds.
Okay. And any thoughts there, Daniel?
None.
A jetpack. Jetpack is good. I liked his jetpack answer. Thank you.
Better than a corkscrew and a bottle opener? What's better than a corkscrew and a bottle opener? A jetpack.
And lastly, what would you like to hear George say?
Here's a check.
Oh, he's quick. Daniel, you got the tough part. You got to follow this every time.
No choice.
I'm just satisfied with a handshake.
Yeah.
I get nervous every time I see him. I don't know why. It's like seeing Jesus Christ, you know?
Well, thank you both. gentlemen, what an amazing time we've had with you. And you have your show coming up inside the saga at 4:40. No, it's okay. You don't
At
have to.
4:45, you will all come to my show.
Yes, sir.
For heaven's sake, have you seen the movies? When Obi-Wan says, you don't need to see his identification, they don't go, yeah! Do you want to rehearse this? At 4:45, you will come to my show.
And at 6 o'clock, you'll come to mine. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Come back to mine. That's right. You'll be there.
Yeah. I hear yours is a one-man show. There's only one person in the audience.
Mike's well. I'm gonna have to pick on a gold robot too. Now, gentlemen, it is the end.
It is anyway to say that again.
And it is Star Wars weekend. And Daniel, if you may.
Oh no. I know this moment. I dread it.
Oh, no. Of course.
I dread this moment. I dream about it.
Please put them on.
Do I have to?
Yes!
Who thinks I shouldn't? Who thinks I'm utterly ridiculous in these ears? So I guess I have to do it. Everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Sleep.
Sleep. And I'll put them on. You see, nobody will see me now. Cheated! You opened your eyes.
All right, gentlemen. Do you think we can do this as we did in rehearsal?
I think we should.
All right. Well, music maestro, please.